Hey guys, so I am sorting through the aftermath of a big garage sale. We had a lot of kids' clothes, and whatever didn't sell, I'm still gonna try to make a little bit of money on while I can. So what I'm doing right now is prepping it to go to the children's consignment store, and then anything that doesn't sell there, I take to a local pantry that helps out local moms. So I'm just gonna show you how I prep to take things to the consignment store. So the tips I'm going to tell you is just all about, through my trial and error, what I have decided helps me to make the most at the store. So what starts them off with a good impression of my items and what gets me top dollar when I bring in my baby clothes. And I hope it helps you guys. If you have any tips, please leave them in the comments for other people to see. So as you guys can see, I still have a lot of stuff here, and a lot of it still has really good value. So I pack all of my stuff in these bins. The store that I go to prefers these like hard-sided bins. Some don't care, but I like to have a good presentation because, you know, good presentation matters when you're trying to get top dollar for your items. So the first thing that I do is just get rid of anything that I know they will not take. So anything that has stains on it, like this has a stain around the neck, I know they're not going to take that. I'm not going to try to sneak it past them. It doesn't go in the bin. It goes over here. Anything that is just completely out of season. So right now we're heading into, it's mid-October now. So I know that they're not gonna want floral children's shorts. These are too summery, they're not gonna take them. And then this is more of like an accessory piece, so they're probably not gonna take this. They might, but if they did, they'd offer me like 20 cents for it. So I don't think it's worth it to leave them with a bad impression of my stuff, because starting off with a great impression of your items is going to get them in a mindset that those pieces are more valuable. So going along with that, you want to make sure that everything is nicely folded, or with kids' clothes, I just lay it out flat. I always try to top my bins. This one's already full. So I'm topping this with really good condition sneakers so that the first thing they see when they open this bin is good quality items. I mean, look at these shoes, like how cute are these? And that just, I like to lead off with them thinking there's good quality stuff in here, because if the first thing they pull out is really stained, and the second thing they pull out has, you know, like a cut along the neckline or some holes in it, they're gonna lead off with the impression, I don't really want the stuff that's in here. So I always try to start with, hey, it's all really good. So anytime I have like new with tag stuff, I'll put that to the side and save that so it's the first thing they see when they open my bin. And as you guys can see, I have a lot of stuff that I'm going through, so I'm just gonna fill up these bins. While I'm doing this, I do pull themed stuff that I can sell on Mercari or Kidizen. So these are all 18-month girls, and they have a sister theme to them. So all of them say something about sisters. So these pieces, rather than take like $1 a piece on children's consignment, I'll put together a bundle of maybe 5 or 6 of them and sell that for $20, make a little bit of extra money back. But for now, I'm just gonna go through and very briefly just tell you guys what I'm seeing that's helping me make these decisions. Because you can make some serious money if you take a lot of consignment items into a children's store. And just like Pandora's Closet, it's great because they sort through it, they give you cash, you get to walk out, money in hand. And I know, you know, this Christmas coming up, some of us are gonna be struggling, so having some extra cash can go a long way. So I don't include tights for that exact same reason I said before. They feel cheap, I don't like them to be in there, so I'm getting rid of these tights. This could be considered too seasonal, but I'm gonna let them decide this one. This actually has a tag from another children's store on it, so I'll lay that in there. And I do like to go through and pull out anything that is just super, super cute. So something like this is always going to be in style, even though this is very summery. It's such a special dress that they'll be able to put it on a special rack. Let's see. I'm from Maryland, and like everything we have down here is crab themed. Those are super cute. I'm putting those in. So these I'm not keeping because they have a specific label on them for a specific dance studio. And again, These are too summery. These are too summery. You can see it's splitting a little bit too much there for me. But I don't feel bad about not selling absolutely everything that I have, because like I said, this is still gonna go to a good place. All right, so this looks brand new onesie. And I always like to start with the bigger sizes. That's a little pilly because, you know, newborn clothing is easier to keep clean than something like, I'd say like 2T where they're walking around and getting muddy. So this is way too summery, but adorable. So usually the baby store is just really picky about what they accept in terms of like baby stuff, because when it's baby stuff, it's usually really clean and everybody wants to buy new clothes for the first baby. So the newborn stuff will be the last thing that I go through and the least amount that I put in here. But that's really good to sell in like bundles on Poshmark or Mercari, so that somebody can just buy a whole bunch of baby stuff when they're in that exciting phase of like, oh, we just found out we're pregnant, or my sister just found out she's pregnant, and they want to buy all that baby stuff. But the consignment store, I find, are a lot more moms who have an older kid, like an older toddler, or they're on their like third or fourth kid, and it's like, I don't care if it's new, she's gonna outgrow it, just put her in it, you know? So that's my thinking. You guys can do what you want. This is so adorable, but too summery, so I'm not gonna put it in. So this is basically, oh, and see, this is perfect. This is perfect for fall going into winter. Oh, but the back is ripped. So see, I would rather go through these clothes myself and find these than have them go through it at the store and again, get a bad impression of what I'm selling. But yeah, basically this is my thought process. So when I am going through my children's clothing, this is what I look for. This is good stuff to keep in mind. And this is what helps me get top dollar when I bring this into the store. So my last pieces of advice would just be, number one, don't argue with the people. Even if you think like, oh, this is perfect, my daughter only wore it one time, but just don't argue with them, because you don't want to maybe convince them to give you an extra $2 this time, but then have them think you're not a nice person and, you know, short you out every other time after that. And that definitely happens. If you have anything that is a part of a set, a 2 or 3 piece or whatever, make sure they stay together. I'll even put them in like a Ziploc bag so they know they go together, because you never want to just assume like, oh, well, they're both in the box, they'll find them, they'll figure it out. You never want to do that. And my last piece of advice is just remember, this can be a decent revenue stream if you get something good going. I rely mostly on donations for my business, and people know that I take their items to the store. I mean, they know that I'm trying to sell. So I was a little worried about that at first, but like I said, I average about $50 a month just taking in clothing that was donated to me to the store. And it's a great revenue stream for me. I'm building good relationships. So if you have not tried consignment yet, if you have not tried receiving donations yet, it's completely worth it. People have a lot of extra stuff in their house, especially kids stuff, let me tell you. So I hope this works for you. Bye, guys.